This is an initial permanency hearing involving the Lenz children. Mr. Albie's with us for the department. Ms. Williamson's with us for CASA. Ms. Grant is with us representing the children. Ms. Lucero is with us representing the mother, Ms. Hurtado, who is with us. Mr. Nowak is with us representing the father, Mr. Lenz. Mr. Nowak, he's not in my waiting room, but I did show he's out of jail. Is that your understanding?
Judge, he's out of jail, and there was some confusion as to whether or not I was still involved in this case because I wasn't on the docket that was sent out, but I talked to Brittany this morning and got it worked out. I also talked to Mr. Lenz this morning. He is on a tractor right now in Wheeler County, and we can proceed without him, Your Honor.
Okay. And I'm looking right now to see, I'm assuming, I don't have it in front of me, Brittany's looking for it. I'm assuming that when he asked for a court-appointed attorney, he must have gone ahead and acknowledged he's the father. I'm still showing him as alleged. Mr. Albie, is that still what he's alleged?
Judge, I thought that you had adjudicated him at the beginning of our case, but maybe if he's not, we can take care of that at a later date. I don't think we've asked for any genetic testing at this point in time, but maybe we should do that.
Well, I'm looking right now, if his application for a court-appointed attorney, if he checked the box and acknowledged he's the father, I'll go ahead and adjudicate him today. If not, then Mr. Nowak, just have that discussion with him. He's either got to acknowledge he's the father, ask for paternity testing, or I'll go ahead and dismiss you as his attorney because he doesn't qualify unless he is found to be the father. So,
yes, sir.
Judge, I see where I got the attorney request, and the caseworker that sent it to me said that he was refusing to fill out the paperwork, so his form is actually blank. I think we appointed because he's incarcerated.
Well, he's not now. So, Mr. Nowak, have that conversation with him. Tell him you won't be his lawyer at the next hearing unless he takes care of that one way or the other. He can sign an acknowledgement or he can ask for genetic testing. Either way, we're going to do something with him at the next hearing. So,
yes, sir.
Thanks. Okay, Mr. Albie, I have Tori Cook and Renee Alexander Tyler in the waiting room.
Tori will be the witness that I'll be needing, Your Honor. I think Miss Tyler is a CASA worker.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Did she come in on this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Let me get her into it.
Miss Cook, you're a St. Francis Ministries Permanency Specialist?
Yes.
In that capacity, you're familiar with Renesmee and Autumn Lenz, who are the children the subject of this suit?
Yes.
Where are they currently placed?
They're in a foster home in Amarillo.
And is that placement meeting all of their needs at this time?
Yes.
Any concerns about the care that they're receiving in the placements home?
No.
Is placement making sure that they're attending all of their medical and dental appointments?
Yes.
Child's mother is Kiara Hurtado. Is Miss Hurtado was ordered to work services. Has she begun working the services in her service plan?
Yes, she has.
Has she completed any specific services?
She has completed her psychosocial as well as her parenting.
Are there services that she has not started at this time?
No, she has started all of them.
Are there still concerns about the children being placed in her care on a full-time basis?
At this time, yes.
What are those concerns?
Just her physical capacity to be able to care for the kids. I know that she does have a home health worker who I need to get in contact with and kind of see how we can make sure while the kids are in her care that all their physical needs can be met.
Do you agree with me that until we have all of those issues worked out, that it would be unsafe to return the children to Miss Hurtado?
Yes.
And it would be contrary to their general welfare to do so?
Yes.
Stephen Lenz is the alleged father in this case. He was incarcerated for a good portion of the case, but he's not incarcerated now. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And has he been in contact with you since he's been out of jail?
Yes, he has.
Has he begun working the services set forth in his service plan?
He has.
And we were under the impression that there might be a protective order that keeps him from the children. But after some research, we have not been able to locate a protective order.
Correct. I did not find a protective order.
And so have you begun allowing Mr. Lenz some visitation with the children?
At this time, no, it was ordered in the status hearing, until judge says otherwise, that there would be no contact.
Has what services, if any, has Mr. Lenz begun working?
He has started his parenting. He did complete his psychosocial. He is doing his individual therapy, and he has completed his BIP intake.
And there were some concerns originally that there might be some drug issues. Have you asked Mr. Lenz to drug screen since he's been out of jail?
I have not, since he's been out.
Do you believe that a drug screen at this time would be appropriate?
I do.
What kind of drug screen would you ask the court to order then?
I would like both a hair follicle and a UA.
And if he's working in Wheeler, where would be the best place for him to attend to get a drug screen?
There is a site in Wellington. I believe that would be the closest.
And because he's working, would it be appropriate to wait at least until tomorrow? I mean, he might be able to do it today, but it might be difficult for us to get that notice to him, but at least until tomorrow to give him time to get that done.
Yes.
But without knowing what the drug screen would be and what his circumstances are, and because he's not completed all of his services, would you agree with me that it would not be safe to return the children to him at this time?
Correct.
And it would be against their general welfare, or contrary to their general welfare, to return the children to him at this time.
Correct.
Are you asking them that the court continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and then we continue work services for both parents, working towards a possible reunification?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Cook. I'll pass it with Ms. Sharon.
All right, Ms. Lucero.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Cook, you'd stated that Kira has completed her psychosocial and her parenting. What else? What is she still working on for the department?
I think she still has a few, maybe a couple, individual therapy. And she is also attending the domestic violence support group.
Okay. Is that the domestic violence support group? Is it so many sessions, or how's that set up?
I think it depends on what the recommendations are at the end of her 6 sessions of therapy, if her therapist believes she needs to continue that or not.
Okay. Is she is her domestic violence, is that combined with her counseling, or is that two separate things?
Those are separate.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, and you stated that y'all had concerns regarding Kira's physical capacity to be able to take care of the girls or the children. So what is it? Are y'all wanting some kind of plan in place? I know you stated she has a caretaker that comes, daily. What do y'all want, like a plan explained to you of what her plans would be to care for the children, or what are y'all asking for?
Yeah. And I know that she does have a partner who plans to move in with her. So kind of what her assistance would be while the kids are in her care, whether it be that caregiver that comes when the girls are out of daycare and school to kind of help with dinner and things like that. In what capacity, who's going to be there to assist her during those times.
And currently, what type of visits does she have with the children?
She has weekly visits, supervised for 2 hours.
Okay. At this time, is St. Francis or the department considering increasing those visits?
Yes, we can increase those.
Okay. All right, I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Mr. Nowak.
Thank you so much, Judge Torrey. It's always good to see you. I understand that Stephen has begun to work services. What would he need to do for the department to consider visitation between him and the kids?
So his therapy provider is actually the therapy provider for the oldest child, Renesmee. And their office has been in contact with us. And they think that it would be beneficial if we started those visitations therapeutical at first, and they're willing to do that at their office. So I think if we could start there and see how those go and then move forward on increased and supervision. So
I think that's a really good plan. Tori, thank you so much. Judge, I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Grant?
No questions, Judge.
All right. Tori, you may not know the answer, but is Mr. Lenz just out on bond, still awaiting his criminal charges?
as far as I'm aware, I believe all of his criminal charges have been dismissed, that he served his time and should be good.
Okay. All right.
Judge, my understanding was that he was only incarcerated on some misdemeanor charges, and that he was given appropriate time so that he served all of those.
Okay. So Mr. Nowak, just once again, reiterate to him that we've got to get him established as a father, or else he's not going to have you as his lawyer. So.
Judge, while we were waiting on everyone to get assembled, I called him again from his tractor, and he tells me that he is willing to be adjudicated the dad. I don't know that we can do it without him actually being in the court today. I'll make sure he's at the next hearing, Judge.
Okay. If not, he can always just sign an acknowledgement of paternity. We'll get it on file, and if he can't make the hearing, then we can still go ahead. So.
Hey, Tori, could you send me that form, please?
Sure.
Thank you, and thank you, Judge, for letting me ask that question.
Sure. All right then. Ms. Grant, I don't know if I asked you questions. Did you say you didn't have any?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Alba, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor. We'll rest.
Ms. Lucero, any witnesses?
My client, Your Honor, Ms. Hurtado.
Okay. Ms. Hurtado, if you'd unmute, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. If you'd raise your right hand, do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, sir.
All right, thank you. Ms. Lucero.
Thank you. Kara, as far as your individual counseling, Ms. Cook stated you had about maybe 2 sessions left. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then your domestic violence support group that you're attending, how often do you go to that, or is it virtual or every Thursday?
It's virtual.
Okay, all right. Now, you understand that the concern is like, are you physically capable of taking care of your kids? You know, they're young, you know, they need a lot of hands-on, things like that. Are you working on getting a plan in place to where, you know, you'll have backup if and when the children are returned to you?
Yes.
Okay, could you share that with us?
I do have a plan in my head on their daily schedule. And as my Autumn will go to school, daycare from 7:30 in the morning to 8 o'clock in the 3 o'clock in the evening. And we'll play from there.
Well, who do you have that can be, do you have folks in your life that can be a backup to help you when needed with the children? And who are those folks?
Egan, my sister-in-law, my brother's on a daily.
And have you shared that information with Ms. Cook? Have you given her those names and things like that in case they have to do any type of background checks? Have you given Ms. Cook that information?
No, she knows of them.
Okay. All right. Could you share that with her? And that way maybe, you know, a plan could be developed to work towards getting the children placed back with you.
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Anyone else have questions for Ms. Hurtado?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then. Ms. Lucero, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Nowak, any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Grant, witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Grant, recommendations.
Your Honor, I recommend that we continue with what we've been doing, that until the father is adjudicated, he not receive any visitation. Once he's adjudicated, that the visitation become therapeutic in nature as agreed and announced by the caseworker.
Okay. All right, then. CASA, Ms. Williamson, Ms. Tyler, anything to add?
We have nothing more to add, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, then I will continue. Department is temporary managing conservator, continue the children's current placements. Order Mr. Lenz to hair strand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. tomorrow, February 19th. Do we know the name of the place in Wellington? Anybody?
Yeah, it's Rolling Plains.
Okay. I'll order him to screen at Rolling Plains in Wellington. If both of his screens, both hair and UA, are negative, then I will order that he may have therapeutic visitation as recommended by Readiness May's therapist. If either of his drug screens is positive for any illegal substance, then his visitation will continue to be suspended. If he's going to have the therapeutic visits, I will go ahead as recommended and order that they not start until he has been adjudicated as the biological father or until he's signed an acknowledgement of paternity. Okay, I will approve the increased visitation for Ms. Hurtado that was requested. So,
Thank you, Your Honor.
all right, I will set our next review hearing for June 17th, 2026. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties can ask their lawyers or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before June 17th to see what time of day we'll have that hearing, so you're not waiting around in the waiting room all day. So, okay, we will be in recess on this case. I will be back at 10:15 to call a Gray County case. That's a compliance hearing on another Texas Family First case involving the Garza child. So we'll be in recess. Everybody have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend.
Judge, thank you so much, Judge. And I was able to talk to the referring court yesterday on that Moore County criminal case that you and I discussed a couple weeks ago. And Judge Raby said for me to go ahead and attend that trial.
Good. Glad to hear it. Just send the bill through me.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Or I guess, I don't know, is it going to be Judge Raby's case?
He's the referring court. The criminal case is being tried by Judge Allen in Moore County.
Okay. Just ask Judge Raby if he wants to sign your pay sheet or have me do it. I'll do it either way.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Glad you can be there for him, Vince.
Let's finish this one out strong.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. You bet. We'll see some of you at 10:15. This is a compliance hearing following an order to participate. This is a Texas Family First case. Mr. Alley's with us for the department. Mr. Michelson is with us representing the child. Ms. Kincaid is with us. She represents Mr. Garza. We'll get to him in a minute. He's not with us. Ms. Lucero is covering for Ms. Kincaid at today's hearing. And Ms. Grant is with us representing the mother, Ms. Honeycutt. She is not with us. Ms. Grant, were you expecting her?
I have not heard from her, Judge.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. I have Megan Jepcott in the waiting room.
Your Honor, she is a supervisor, but she will also be the witness that I call to testify today.
Okay. She's the only one in my waiting room. Okay, this case was set for 10:15. It's now 10:30. We will proceed in both, well, Ms. Honeycutt's absence and Mr. Garza's. Ms. Lucero, I know you're only covering, but, let me just go ahead. I'll see what Ms. Jepcott knows about this here in a minute. So, Mr. Alvey, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call Miss Megan Jepcott.
Okay. Ms. Jepcott, if you'd unmute. Thank you, ma'am. Raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Alvey.
Thank you. Ms. Jepcott, you're a family-based services or safety services supervisor. Is that working with the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services?
Yes, sir.
In that capacity, are you familiar with Jamie Garza, Allison Honeycutt, who were ordered to work the Texas Family First program concerning their child, AJ Garza?
Yes, I am the direct supervisor.
And today we're at a compliance hearing. Mr. Garza and Ms. Honeycutt were ordered to work services. Have they been compliant at all in working their services?
It has been very slow going. They have not followed any of the court orders outside of the family center treatment. Well, and drug testing. I apologize. They have done drug testing when asked.
So what specifically are those court orders outside of the TFF in-home counseling?
There was recommended a court order for outpatient drug type treatment. We had originally set them up with the Padre program through Texas Panhandle Centers. After several attempts with both parents that were unsuccessful, Texas Panhandle Centers no longer continued to try and reach them to set that up. We also recommended individual counseling for Miss Honeycutt, and she has not set that up.
You said that they had complied with drug screens. Are there any concerns about the results of those drug screens?
Miss Honeycutt does test positive for marijuana off and on throughout the case. The most recent test on 1/28 was an oral test. However, that leaked in transit and was canceled. So we did not get an exact read on that. The home does not smell of marijuana. There has not been drug paraphernalia seen, so I cannot directly correlate her marijuana use with the neglect that's gone on in the home condition. But that would be a concern, as she is the sole caregiver of AJ the majority of the time when Mr. Garza, well, he was working. He is no longer working to my knowledge.
You said the neglect about their home. Have you and your workers been in their home?
Yes. So throughout the case, there have been concerns of the home conditions. There is trash everywhere, just an unkept home. The parents have not been following safe sleep despite being given pack and plays from the department. And so this has continued to be addressed by both us as well as Family Center Treatment Program. AJ, of course, was not of age to be on the floor or anything like that. So it was more of trying to get them in a better position. He is, however, reaching 6 months of age coming this Monday. And the progress has been minimal. When my worker went out on Friday, February 13th, the home was in the worst condition we have seen. At that time, we did take pictures. Well, we've been taking pictures, but did specifically take pictures close up as there is mice feces everywhere. The child, along with the parents, are now currently staying with the paternal great-grandparents who actually only live a couple houses down. And we did implement that safety plan on Friday the 13th. And then the parents are expected to go and clean the home during the day while great-grandmother cares for AJ. We did also have to provide a new pack and play, a new car seat, new bottles, formula, etc. The mice had eaten through the bottle nipples, the pacifiers, and things like that that were found in the home. And then the pack and play was reportedly broken. It was not seen in the home, so we're not sure. But the car seat also had mice droppings in it. And so we did provide a brand new car seat as well.
This case is going on to a point where it would be typically dismissed. Are you asking that it be extended and that these orders be continued and that the court order that they clean the house?
The department does feel the case needs to be continued. They are only in the second phase of the family-centered treatment program. I feel like Friday, from what I can tell, was an eye-opener for the family. And so I feel like maybe they are going to take it, or I hope they take it a little bit more seriously and would like extra time to.
In addition, Mr. Garza has advised your workers and you on a number of occasions that he plans on leaving, but they haven't ever left. Is that correct?
Correct. Before the previously set compliance hearing, they had a plan, to our knowledge, to move to Colorado, whereas where some of the maternal family lives, that did not occur. And so, of course, we asked for this compliance hearing, and then the new developments on Friday definitely was needed for this compliance hearing.
Thank you, Ms. Jeffcott. I will pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Grant.
Jan, when was the last time you had contact with Miss Honeycutt?
Me specifically, I have not.
Or any of your workers would be fine, Miss Jeffcoat.
Yes, Miss Kinsey Chu, she apologizes for not being here today, but she was out there on Friday the 3rd, just this past Friday the 13th, February 13th.
Okay, and Miss Honeycutt was present.
Yes.
Did Miss Chu make any notes as to whether or not Miss Honeycutt was planning to be here today?
No, not to my knowledge. I do know that it's my understanding she did give the parents the court date and the link. That's to my knowledge.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Lucero?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Jepcott, as far as the Padre program, and it seems, like I said, I'm standing in for Ms. Kincaid today, but is the main issue the cleanliness of the home? So in order for the child to be safe, once child starts crawling around, things like that?
That is the main concern overall in the case. The Padre program in particular was in regards to the marijuana use, and then they are very young parents, and so just giving them parenting guidance.
Okay, all right then. And as far as the Padre program, they have to await like a call. They can't like call themselves and set anything up. They have to wait on that phone call.
They can call, but the Padre program also calls them, and they were called several times and never answered or never returned the call.
But going forward, we can advise them that, hey, y'all can reach out to Padre and get that started. Is that right?
Yes, Kinsey can send a new referral because they've already canceled those out since it had taken so long to get a hold of them, but we will get a new referral sent in for sure.
Okay. And so currently, again, they're staying with the paternal great-grandparents that are, I guess, just down the street or something, or, okay.
Yes, they're just, I think, 2 houses down is my understanding.
Okay, all right. Then. And did Ms. Chu let them know that the house needs to be cleaned up by a certain date, that y'all are going to go back out there, or what's the situation there? Do you know?
Yes, so a new report had to be called in regards to, so Jamie's mom, it's her home, but she also has minor children. So a new intake was received in regards to that. It's my understanding, and I did see pictures yesterday from the investigator, made contact on Monday, and the home had been, it looked like definitely picked up as far as the trash and everything. There was still some trash in the floor, choking hazards, etc., for the baby. The biggest issue at this point is one, maintaining that, finishing up the cleaning, and then we are going to provide extermination for the mice infestation.
And had y'all had helped them before, right? With maybe some kind of exterminator going out there?
Yes, at the beginning. Yes, ma'am. At the beginning of the case, investigations did provide extermination services for bed bugs.
Okay. And is this home out is it in town? Is it out in the country, or?
It's in town. Yes,
it's in town. Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Michelson.
Thank you. I apologize for my video. It's not working today. You testified that the parents were instructed to clean the home, and my question was about following through. If you're satisfied that they've followed through with the department's request.
From what I've seen, the pictures yesterday, it did appear they cleaned quite a bit. There is still some trash, choking hazards, etc. And so the maintaining is going to be the issue. They've cleaned in the past and not maintained it. And then, of course, we definitely need to take care of the mice infestation before we allow AJ and even the parents. It's not healthy for any of them to be in there, the amount of mice droppings that were viewed in the home. And so that definitely needs to be eradicated before we can look at them going back to that specific home.
Okay. And I noted in the most recent report that an early childhood intervention referral had been made. Do you know if the parents have followed through with that referral?
They have not followed through with that referral either, to my knowledge. We are also concerned AJ is behind on shots. He has only been seen twice since being born. He did have an appointment on January 7th and was a no call, no show, and there are no future appointments made. So that has also been spoken to. We've spoken with the parents about that as well to ensure that he is back on the schedule and those well child checks are taken care of.
I know you can't read their minds, but is it an organization issue or is it a transportation issue that's preventing them from following through?
Honestly, just being blunt, I think it's laziness. And so we've offered transportation. They have family that can transport. The great grandparents were not aware of how bad it was. They had been told otherwise or not allowed in the home from my knowledge. The maternal grandfather also lives in Pampa and is now aware of the issues. His daughter had told him, Miss Honeycutt had told him some misinformation, if you will, on things that they were doing for us that were not taking place. And so we have coordinated with the family to ensure that their support network is also helping us stay on top of them for all of these issues.
Okay. And you already testified about the Padre program. So there was also a notation that psychological services or screening hadn't been completed. Is that something that's ongoing for her to accomplish?
It would be a psychosocial to start her counseling.
Okay.
And so that's definitely something she will need to get set up, and we'll help her through that.
Okay.
You know, we really try to empower these parents to do these things on their own at first, and guide them along the way. And so we've learned with this family, it's going to take a lot more guidance, a lot more hands-on to get them where they need to be. And that's okay. We've got to do it.
Okay. And father's UA, last UA was clean, mother's was insufficient. Is that right?
Excuse me, Mr. Garza has been negative the entire case. Miss Honeycutt, it was an oral swab and it was canceled in transit.
Okay.
It leaked, if I am looking at my notes correctly. But the one before that was negative, and then the one prior to that was positive for marijuana. So we kind of have a negative, a positive, a negative, a positive for marijuana with her.
Okay. I thought I read something about insufficient, but
Yeah.
okay. So I think those are all my questions. Thank you very much.
You're
All
welcome.
right. Thank you. Anybody else have further questions for Megan?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Alvey, anything further from the department?
Your Honor, we'll rest.
All right. Ms. Grant, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lucero?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Michelson, anything else you need to add?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Alvey, you want a compliance hearing on this one? I'll number one, I will go ahead and extend the case based on what I've heard today. Do you want another compliance hearing?
Yes, Your Honor, in 30 days if we can, Your Honor.
Okay. I've got March 18. Does that work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, then I will, as I said, I'll order the case be extended, and I will order the parents to continue working the services that have previously been ordered. And I say parents, I was going to bring this up. I don't guess it really matters, but I read in the original report that Mr. Garza said he's not actually the biological father, but he's stepping up to that role. Since this is a participation case, as long as he's around, then we still want him to obviously work the services if he's going to be part of this child's life. So it doesn't really matter in this instance whether or not he's a biological father or not. So, okay, I will set that compliance hearing for March 18th, 2026. It will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So everybody can go on the court's online docket a day or two before March 16th to see what time of day we'll have that hearing. Okay, we'll be in recess on this case. I think that's all I have with you, Mr. Alvey. I think that's all I have with everybody. I've got an order to aid case. No, that's you, Mr. Alvey. I thought that was a Randall.
No, that's my case, Your Honor, but we don't have service, so we can go ahead and vacate that hearing at this time.
Okay. Do I need to stick around in case, is anybody going to show up for it?
I don't think so, Your Honor.
Well, actually, they'd be here now. It's past 10:30.
Yeah. Right.
I've got a Brandon Hernandez that keeps showing up in the waiting room.
That's my investigator, Your Honor. You can bring him in and let him know that we're not going to do it.
Okay.
I suspect he's just down the hall from me, but
okay. All right. Mr. Hernandez, this is Judge Graham. If you'd unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Todd's telling me they don't have service on anybody for this order to aid on Puckett McAllister, so we're not going to have that hearing. So you're free to go.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your week and have a good weekend.
Judge
Thank you,
Graham,
Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.
there was an update that came through by email on the Mayorga case after we recessed. And so I've copied you and all the attorneys on it. but the record had reflected that the UA and the hair follicle for Mr. Mayorga was problematic. However, Katie Smith sent an update following the hearing that the UA was not problematic.
Okay, okay, good. Then I think the way I handled the ruling in that if the UA was positive, his visits would be suspended. Otherwise, they would
Yes.
not. So, okay. So
Yeah, I don't think it
took care of
affects your ruling at all. I just wanted to correct
Yeah.
the record, and I've sent it to Ms. Taylor as well for her record.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you doing that, Stacy.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. See y'all. This is a permanency review hearing before final order involving the Mayorga child. Mr. Albie's with us for the department. Casa is with us. Mr. Turner is with us representing the child. Ms. Grant is with us representing the father, Mr. Mayorga, who is with us. The mother, Ms. Rodriguez, is with us. Ms. Rodriguez, your attorney, Ms. Riley's not with us. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'll watch the waiting room for her. I'm not sure where she's at. Mr. Albie, who do you need in?
Katie Smith, Your Honor.
All right, she's my only one in the waiting room. Let me get her in. All right, she's with us. Mr. Albie, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call Miss Katie Smith.
All right. Ms. Smith, if you'd raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Albie?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Smith, you're a St. Francis Ministries Permanency Specialist.
Yes.
In that capacity, you are familiar with Yanira Mayorga, the child, the subject of this suit?
Yes.
And where is she currently placed?
She's currently placed with the paternal grandmother
In what community?
in Bridge.
And
No. Sorry. Let me correct that. It's in Stratford.
All right. Thank you. And is that placement meeting all of this child's needs?
At this time, yes.
Any concerns about the placement?
No concerns.
And has the placement made sure that the child has attended all of her medical and dental appointments?
Yes, they have. Yes, she has.
Rebecca Rodriguez is the child's mother.
Yes.
And Miss Rodriguez was ordered to work services through a service plan. How is she doing on her service plan?
She has completed all that St. Francis has asked of her and has gone above and beyond.
And has she found a residence where she can live, possibly with the child?
Yes, she has.
And have you been there?
Yes, I have.
And do you, what did you observe about that residence?
The residence is as appropriate for, and no safety concerns were observed during that observation of the housing.
And have you and the St. Francis Ministries team developed a possible reunification plan so that Yanira can be returned to Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, we are currently in that process.
And have you talked about that have you talked about that reunification plan with Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, St. Francis has, yes.
And is she on board?
Yes.
And does that plan entail returning Yanira to Ms. Rodriguez in the near future?
It does.
Do you know when that might be?
We would be looking at the reunification in March, like early March, and then starting where we do the weekly check-ins for the next 4 to 8 weeks.
So what we're asking is that the court go ahead and grant us monitored return based upon your reunification plan.
Yes.
Child's father is Marco Mayorga.
That is correct.
And he was also ordered to work services through a service plan?
Yes, he has been.
And has he been working the services?
He's participated in some, but not all. And some of the parenting is due to being able to get in contact with the provider themselves. And so I have encouraged him to reach out to a different provider that we can use for to complete his parenting.
Currently, does he have any visitation with Yanira?
He does have visitation on weekly, and they are supervised by St. Francis.
And are we asking that those continue to be supervised visits at this time?
Yes.
Even though Yanira is going to be placed back in Miss Rodriguez's home?
Yes.
Do we have any concerns about Mr. Mayorga and Miss Rodriguez, their relationship continuing?
Not at this time.
Are there any restrictions that we want to put on Mr. Mayorga or Miss Rodriguez about any contact between the two of them?
The restrictions is in regards to the contact with the daughter, not the two of them.
Okay. And basically, all we're trying to say is that Miss Rodriguez can't be allowing Mr. Mayorga to have contact with Yanira outside of his visitation that the court has ordered.
Yes, that is correct.
Do you believe that those orders would all be in the child's best interest at this time?
I do.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. Katie, I read in the report that the parents were no longer together. Is that correct?
That is correct, Judge.
Okay. And then I also read that Mr. Mayorga was positive again for meth and marijuana in September. Then he had 2 no-shows after that. Has he drug screened for you since that September test?
Yes, he has, Your Honor.
All right. Any problems with those results?
There were some concerns that have been discussed with Mr. Marco.
Did he do hair and UA?
Yes, Judge.
Were there concerns for both or just with the hair?
With both.
Okay. Do you need tests from him today?
We can order UA hair. We just had a hair follicle.
Okay. All right. Where would he test at?
It would be out of Dumas, Your Honor.
Okay. I can't remember the name of that place.
CDT, I believe, Your Honor.
Yeah, thank you. All right, then, Ms. Grant, did you have questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Turner.
Just briefly, Your Honor, is the child's health, is it good? Any issues or concerns there?
There are no concerns at this time with the child's health, well-being. She was recently sick, and the caregiver sought care and took her to the doctor.
That's resolved itself, though. Just
That is
basically
correct.
a
It was just
passing
like the
illness.
flu.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so basically, your testimony is that you're going to start a monitored return in about 2 weeks or so.
That is the goal, the 1st of March. Yes.
Okay. And you're comfortable based upon your visits to Miss Rodriguez's home that like a 1-week check-in with her on that monitored return, you're comfortable that that is sufficient?
1 week or additional a week would be sufficient. Yes, or more, 1 or 2 check-ins.
Okay. And does Mr. Mayorga have visits currently?
Yes, he does.
Okay. How often?
They are once a week.
But he is continuing to test positive on his drug screenings, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Rodriguez, Ms. Riley hasn't shown up. Did you have any questions that you wanted to ask Ms. Smith today? It sounds like things are going pretty smoothly.
No, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, then, Mr. Albee, did you have any other witnesses?
I do not, Your Honor. We'll rest.
Ms. Grant, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Turner. Mr. Turner, any witnesses?
I have no witnesses, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Rodriguez, did you want to testify or did you have any witnesses? Anything else you need to tell me today? I'm going to order the monitored return.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then. Mr. Turner, recommendations.
Your Honor, I'd recommend that the department be maintained as the temporary managing conservator, that placement be continued with the view toward the monitored return as planned by the department. Would request that the court order father to drug screen, and he is continuing to test positive on his drug screens. We're doing a monitored return. I would ask the court to consider to suspend his visits since, we're on a monitored return until he tests negative.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Then CASA, either Ms. Ledbetter or Ms. Rivera, anything to add?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, then I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I will order the transition monitored return of the child to Ms. Rodriguez as announced, shooting for early March. I'll order Mr. Mayorga to UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today at CDT in Dumas. I'll order that if Mr. Mayorga's UA is positive, his visitation will be suspended until he provides a negative UA drug screen. At that which time his visitation would resume, still to be supervised. All right, I will set a final in this case for May 6th, 2026, sorry. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing. Parties can either ask their lawyers or you can go on the court's online docket a day or two before May 6th to see what time of day we'll have that hearing. That way you won't be sitting around in the waiting room waiting for us to catch up to you. So. All right, we will be in recess on this case. This is a compliance hearing following an order to participate. This is a Texas Family First case. Mr. Graff's with us for the department. Ms. Lucero is with us representing the child. The mother, Amy, is it Canada, ma'am? Is that how I pronounce it?
It's Canada, Your Honor.
Canada. Okay, all right, Canada. That's easier. All right, Ms. Canada is with us. Her attorney is not, Ms. Stevens is not with us. The father, Mr. Canada, is not with us. His lawyer, Ms. Seal, apparently has signed off on the order. Ms. Canada, we'll go ahead with this hearing. I don't anticipate anything major is going to happen today. I'll watch for Ms. Stevens. If she doesn't make it into the hearing, you can talk to her after the hearing. If there's anything took place today that you're unhappy with, let her know. I would be happy to rehear it. So,
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Graff, do you have a witness you're looking for?
Keegan Ramirez, Your Honor.
Okay, let me get him in.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Graff, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. If we could have Mr. Ramirez appear and give the court an update as to the parents' compliance and progress with their service plan and an update on how the kiddos are doing, that'd be great.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, if you'd raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
And for the record, I have read the report that was filed, so go ahead.
Just for an update on the family, since the report was filed, they have moved into phase 3 of the TFF program. Both me and Ms. Spider have been in communication with each other, and we've had no concerns with the family. Amy has been doing great with continuing with her counseling, staying on top of her mental health, and then with her friends and her family members have reported that she's been doing great with Braylon. And with the department, there's been no concerns in regards to the family.
And how about the dad?
Ashton's schedule has been pretty he literally leaves in the dark and then comes home in the dark. So whenever myself or Karen can catch him, he tries to participate as much as he can. But there's been no issues reported with him as well.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Lucero, questions?
I just have one question. Mr. Ramirez, phase 3, what will that consist of? I need to familiarize myself better with that.
That would probably be a better question for Miss Biter to explain
Okay.
about what phase 3 would have.
Okay. All right, then I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Anyone have further questions for Mr. Ramirez?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then Mr. Graff, any other witnesses?
No, state rest, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Lucero, did you have any witnesses?
Well, I'm trying to see if I just had a couple of questions for Ms. Biter.
Okay, Ms. Biter, if you would unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Biter, if you'd raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, thank you, Ms. Lucero.
Ms. Biter, same question I was going to ask Mr. Ramirez. Phase 3, what will that consist of? What will the family need to show?
So in phase 3, it is really more about the family taking charge of what is going on in the sessions. It's kind of preparing them for when we're not there. So phase 2, we teach them ways to do things. In phase 3, we start having them take those reins back a little so that they're more comfortable when we're gone.
Okay. And then this program, it's a 3-phase program, right? So they're in the last phase right now?
No, ma'am. It is
No,
4
okay.
phases.
I'm sorry?
It is 4 phases.
4 phases. Okay. All right then. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Graff, did you have any questions for Ms. Biter?
No, Your Honor, not at this point. It sounds like parents are doing everything expected of them and making progress. So no issues.
All right, Ms. Kennedy, I didn't ask you. Do you have questions for either Ms. Biter or Mr. Ramirez?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, sounds like everybody's doing what they need to. Mr. Graff, did you want another compliance hearing?
Yes, Your Honor. If we could just set one more, and then hopefully we'll be at the tail end of things at that point, ready to wrap.
Okay, how long out do you want it?
Ms. Biter, would 90 days be sufficient?
Yes, sir. That would work.
Okay, great. Thank you. So if we could go 90 days, Judge, that would be great.
Okay.
Judge Graham, Your Honor, the dismissal date's April 13th.
Yeah.
Could we do April 10th?
I can do April. Well, what's the dismissal date?
April 13th, Your Honor.
I could get another date. I had March 18th, April 15th. That's too late, apparently. I was looking back to see. I wanted to know when the dismissal date was.
March 18th is fine, Judge. That would be ahead of that dismissal date. I didn't look at the calendar beforehand, so 60 days is sounds like closer.
All right, then. I'll just order today the parents continue working the services as previously ordered, which they're doing, obviously. You're doing very well at. I'll go ahead and set one more compliance hearing for March 18th, 2026. Ms. Kennedy, it will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So you can ask your lawyer or anybody with St. Francis a day or two before March 18th. So you'll know what time we have that hearing. So you're not sitting around in the waiting room waiting on us to have this hearing. So.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sounds like things are going great. Hopefully that'll be the last hearing we have to have. And as always, on these cases, especially if it concludes early, we can move up a hearing, or I'll be happy to sign an agreed order if everybody agrees it's time to dismiss the case. So, all right, that will conclude this hearing.